Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. I know that you all have been waiting patiently for the upcoming episode, and I can say that it is definitely worth the wait. Till that episode arrives, I want to dive deeper into the lore so far for the series, and who knows, maybe there are also spoilers in this episode that can give you some hints of what to expect. Without further ado, let's get onto the lore. For starters, let's knock out what we already know. There are multiple elements that exist in this universe, but the common ones are fire, water, air, earth, light, dark, and ice. However, there are some man-made elements created through a forbidden ritual that very few know about. One of these man-made elements is the element of corruption. The other elements are to be introduced later on. There are different realms for these elements, and there is also the mainland where all people, whether they hold an element or not, come together and live their own lives together. Stedisha, the mainland, is the only place where all elements live in harmony together. Now on to the main characters for the series. We have Blaze, who, as many of you can recall, has a very short temper with some people such as Celestia. Some of you may have wondered how he got into Sage Academy and enrolled in his second year when to get admitted into the school, you enroll as a first year. The answer to that is he did not bribe the school to get in, but he did get scouted by none other than Coach Anderson. Before the story began, Blaze had competed in a magic combat competition in which Coach Anderson happened to be there as a spectator. He noticed Blaze's combat abilities and helped him get admitted through a recommendation letter sent to the headmaster. It also just so happened that his magic capabilities matched those of a second year, and that is how he had gotten into the academy. I might do some character background stories as separate videos to go more in depth about their stories before the series begins. Celestia Frost is one of the top students at Sage Academy, as she excels in both academics and magic abilities. Her standings in magic match those of a third year in the academy, but were unable to skip a year as she does not meet the requirements to skip a year. So what are the requirements? First off, you must have a recommendation letter from a current professor at the academy. Second, you must take a test to show your worth for whether your magic capabilities or your academic skills are equivalent to the level you want to excel to. And third, compete with the top student of the year you want to jump to and win against them. Celestia only passed 2 of those 3 requirements, which didn't allow her to move up. One other thing about Celestia is that she has imposter syndrome, which is a psychological occurrence in which the person doubts their skills and believes that they may be exposed as a fraud. She gained this from trauma from her family. Moving on, Flora and Serenity are best friends who have practically grown up together, making their bond strong. They both are good in academics but not too much in combat. Their magic meets the requirements for second years, but Flora gets scared easily and Serenity doesn't like violence, making them both very soft. So making the decision to team up with Blaze made them think that they may be able to pass the class easily, which is why they teamed up. That is what others expect of the two, but there may be more to that than it seems. Grayson is a prodigy at ancient magic and history, as he grew up studying ancient texts and spells in order to become the heir to the Light Mage Order. Each realm has its own set of mages that serve as an army to the royal families of each realm. For the Mage Order of Soleils, the Light Realm, the Wicks family has served for years as the head of the order and plans on having Grayson become the next head after he graduates from Sage Academy. Titus is an airhead that not many people find him interesting from the way he is. He's been lonely for most of his life until Blaze appears, and now they are buddy-buddy with each other. Now that's a lie. Well, not the lonely part. He used to be bullied when he was younger because of his personality and how he was not like the other guys, making it harder to find someone he can talk to and such. It changed to some extent when he started talking with Blaze. It made him feel some sort of relief that he has a friend he can talk to and wants to stick with Blaze as much as possible. There is one more main character that has caught the eye of some of you, which is the silhouette that appeared at the end of episode 2, which is not gonna be revealed until the next episode comes out. You thought I would say it, didn't you? Well, you're wrong. Anywho, that was a snippet for some of the main characters in the series. Moving on to the Elemental Warriors. The Elemental Warriors are basically the guardians of the elements, which was a group created close to the time that the elements were formed. Each element has their own spirit which resides in it and can possess any host it chooses, and that is what created the well-known warriors for each element. The element gives the host more abilities associated with the element, which gives the host the power to protect their realm. However, the element cannot choose anyone by random. The host has to be born with that element, and the vessel must be able to hold all the power that resides in the element. So to make it simple, the elements have a mind of their own, which makes it easy to choose who is capable of becoming an elemental warrior. All the elements were created by one person, giving them full control of all existing elements in the universe. That person is unknown and cannot be revealed to anyone but the warriors themselves. There are also relics for each element, which their places are unknown to mankind. Their locations can only be found by those that possess the Book of Elements, also known as Alfred, since Blaze named him for some reason. It is also not visible to the human eye unless they possess the Book of Elements, making it hard to find. The Book of Elements can only be given to someone, meaning that it cannot be taken or even be used by just anyone. Only a select few can be in possession of the book. If the person decides to let others see the book, they will also be able to find the elements. That is the only condition. There is an evil that lies ahead of them all, but it can also lurk within them all. They may or may not be aware of the danger and wickedness that is around them, but it definitely will be something that can possibly bring their demise. The path that they decide to take will determine what is in store for their future. Who knows? Maybe, the answer right in front of them. So much is yet to unfold, and I wish if you guys can join them on their journey, for it is something you don't want to miss. That is it for today's special episode. Until then, I ask that you wait for the next episode to come, as the plot will start to unfold and our adventurers will start to embark on a wild journey that you will definitely want to see.